All right, thank you so much. And now we're going to turn it over to none other than, guys, are you in for a treat? You're going to hear right now from Nikki. Now, Nikki Micah has been an absolute gift to Champion. And I mean that with every ounce of my being. She is young, energetic, very, very shy, but was willing to come on and talk to us today about the success she's had over the last few years. Mark, using, uh, you know, Lynn's information from the very beginning, but now in the last year, she's really taken the opportunity to invest in herself. So, Nikki, a little bit about your story and your how you've used this program to really make your business rock.
Okay. Well, I'm in the car because it's Tracy coaching day, but I wanted to do this for you guys. So I'm going to tell a little bit about my story and then explain how Lynn has tied into it many, many times. I started Tupperware because my grandma had the canisters, so I went to a party to get those. And then, like Jessica, I wanted everything in the whole catalog. So I decided to sign up for the discount. I'm like, I don't sell. I'm in a master's program. Like, I'm going to school. Like, I don't have time to do selling. And this was like my last semester of all the busy and all those projects. And then sadly, a couple weeks after I signed up, my grandma passed away. And it was really hard. And I moved in to take care of my papa that night. And the one thing that really stuck out was Pam Cliff, that our business leader, my first Tupperware, she that if you do this, you get this. If you do this, you'll get this. If you do this, you'll get this. I don't know if you know that, Pam, but that still has stuck in my head, and you being on stage and doing that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give Tupperware a try because I want to be home with my papa to take care of him. I don't want someone else doing it. I want to be the one doing that. And then shortly after that, a year later, I stepped up to director. And then a couple weeks after that, it's when I met Lynn, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay full attention because I don't know if this is going to be maintainable to be able to do all of this, take care of him, run this business and be successful, because just because you're working from home doesn't mean those bills go away. You still pay those. I'm like, okay. So I took everything Lynn did, took my business to the next level. And then my papa passed away. So I lost that why. And I texted Pam. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this. Like, my life is crazy right now. I'm trying to sell this house, deal with family stuff. It was just too much. And she's like, Nikki, you need to take control. You can do this. So there I go back again. I went back to Lynn's training. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to follow what Lynn says to do. I can do this. I was rocking and rolling. And then life got crazy again. And then the pandemic hit. And I'm like, oh boy. And as Lynn calls it, I went down a rabbit hole. And I started following other trainers, doing other things. And I'm like, well, this is what everyone else is doing. Maybe I should be doing it too, like Lynn talked about earlier. Just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. Well, I decided, well, I'll give that a try because other people are having success. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. And then as Lynn posted about her daughter, Alyssa, had a party. Alyssa is as sweet as her mom is. And I'm like, okay, I'll at least go to this party because maybe something is just telling me that I need to go to this party. Maybe this is exactly what I need. And Lynn's going to be helping her. So I want to see what this is all about. Maybe there's something new. And I was super excited. And I texted Lynn like that night or the next day. I'm like, oh my gosh, Lynn, you gave me permission to follow you again. This is exactly what I needed. And then right after her party, Lynn and Lori Girardi did a training and it was free. I'm like, yes, I'm going to get free training from Lynn and Lori. I told my team, I'm like, guys, I don't care what you're doing right now, but Lynn is training us for free. And that's unheard of. We need to get on this training. At the end of that training, Lynn had a deal on her one program, the Facebook parties. So I was like, should I do it? It's still their pandemic. I'm still kind of laid off. So I'm like, do I do it? Do I not? And I'm like, no. Pam Cliff has told me if you want to go to the next level, you need to put yourself first. You need to invest in yourself. And there was a deal. So I'll take the deal, get a deal on Lynn's program. And I signed up and I texted her. I'm like, oh my goodness, Lynn, This is absolutely amazing. More training than I ever thought possible. And then I invested myself again and joined her mentoring program, which is a monthly training with her and other people in direct sales. And it's really, really cool. So if you guys are saying, I don't know, because you've heard other trainers like, does she really know what she's talking about? She does. And I promise you, if you're saying, I want to take my business to the next level, I promise you, Lynn is the one that's going to do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Nikki.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you. And just real quick, I want you to tell everybody how many in-home parties you've actually ever done in your career.
I think 3.
Okay. And guys, she is a director at Champion. And that was unheard of. And with her need for her to take care of her grandfather, her poppy, and who was very dear to her. And of course, all of us have that person that we love so much. And I just want you to know that we appreciate you and admire you, Nikki, for using the social media way before the pandemic to build a career and now being running a whole team. And we still love the in-home party, but when it's not available, we need to be able to move into this. And this has been the perfect example of somebody who we have at Champion who's built her career on social media parties. So thank you for sharing with us, Nikki.